Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session. Today we're talking about, well, we say find customers with Google Maps. We're going to talk about helping customers find you using Google Maps. So what do you need to know? Well, first of all, as I say, welcome. My name's Christine and I shall be your Google Digital Garage trainer for this afternoon. I'm one of the trainers here on Google's free skills training program, the Google Digital Garage. I've been privileged to work on the Google Digital Garage pretty much since just after it started. We're getting up for about 8 years now that we have been helping small businesses and individuals and charities across the UK with their digital skills. So I'm a marketeer by trade. I spend my working life obsessing about customers, who they are, where we're going to find them, how are they going to find us, and what messages are we going to give them? What information are they going to need to help them to choose us as a business? And so that's what today's all about. And that's why I love the Google Maps. And Google Search and Google Maps can really help small businesses stand out, especially if you're trying to reach people in your local communities. And that's what we're really thinking about today. What do you need to know? Well, alongside me, we never do any of these things on our own. So alongside me today, I have our wonderful moderator, Glenn. Now, Glenn's also a really experienced Google Digital Garage coach. He has lots of links to share with you. He can answer your questions. He might even ask you a few questions of his own. If you're watching today, why not pop into the chat and say hi to Glenn and let him know why you joined us today. To do that, you're going to need to be signed into your YouTube account. So we are broadcasting live on YouTube this afternoon. A couple of things about that. Obviously, hopefully, you found us, you know how to use YouTube. You're going to need to be signed in order to join in the chat. That's just fairly standard. If you're not browsing signed in, pop up to the right-hand side there and either sign up or sign in. And then you'll be able to join Glenn and have those conversations that are really what makes these sessions come to life. Okay, so pop into the chat, say hi to Glenn, let him know why you joined us today. Alongside that, so we know about joining in the chat. Because we're broadcasting live on YouTube, you could pause the video at any point you wanted and jot down what you needed to take down, rewatch. If you do that, you're going to lose the ability to chat with Glenn. So my suggestion is we're going to keep this video live for you, this broadcast. We'll keep it live for about the next 24 hours or so, till about lunchtime-ish tomorrow. So why not watch right through with me now, ask any questions that you need answers of with Glenn, and then anytime in the next 24 hours or so, come back and rewatch. Use the link you've used to join me today. Click through and rewatch any of the bits you want to. To help you do that, I find it really helpful that as we go through, if you go, aha, yep, that's it. That's what I need, Christine. Jot down the time code of the video. That'll help you to find that same place again when you're rewatching in order to follow. We've got some quite detailed steps of things for you today. So I am going to be able to take, obviously you can ask Glenn questions at any time. What we're going to do is we've built in a little bit of time at the end to answer any questions you might have. So what Glenn's going to do is he's going to answer questions as we go along. He's also going to gather up some of those interesting questions. If he thinks it will be good for the whole group to hear the answer to the question, then he's going to save that one up for me and let me answer as many of those lives at the end as we can. I've also got a couple of points where I have to go live and do live demos. So I'm going to need everybody's fingers crossed for the technical things all to work at that point. We've got captions are running. So if you need those captions, then the CC is underneath. So yeah, just use those in any way you need. All right, I'm fairly sure that's all the housekeeping. Oh, any problems with the broadcast, try turning it off and turning it back on again. Refresh that page and it should bring us right back to you. Fixes the majority of the technical problems that people have. And so you do know, we're running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of our broader offering of courses. So if you want to check out the schedule of upcoming webinar training, see the information on that. It's in the description below. It'll link you through to our webinar, not just broadcasts, but we also have live face-to-face training going on at the moment as well. So check back quite regularly because we update the schedule fairly regularly, and you'll be able to see if we're coming anywhere close to you. All right, that is all of our housekeeping, I think. Glenn will sure point out if I've missed anything. So, end of today. We've got an hour together. We are going to look at a thing called the Google Business Profile. I'm going to show you the very simple steps that if you don't have a Google Business Profile already, I'm going to show you some of the steps you're going to need to go through to create one for your business. If you do have one, don't worry. Some of those things, actually, it's a really good idea, just a little housekeeping check every so often to look at your profile and check that it's still relevant, that everything's still as you want it. We are then going to take a look at, once you've got that profile, some things you can do to optimize it, to help yourself, be as easy to find as possible, to make sure that you're absolutely, it's just going to take a little bit of a look, tinker under the bonnet and make sure it's running as well as it can be. And then we've got some tips to help you to manage your Google Business Profile ongoing. There's different layers. You can just have it as a pin in a map, which says where your business is. You can have images, you can have posts, you can have all kinds of things running off your Google Business Profile. And the brilliant thing about your Google Business Profile is that it feeds into the world's biggest search engine. So let's have a think about that. Okay, I want you to imagine for a moment that you are going out for dinner. It's Friday, everybody. So what are you going to do tonight? How do you do it? How do you work out? You want to find a restaurant. What are you going to do tonight? You're feeling kind of hungry. What's the process you use? Have a think for yourself, okay? Because searching and shopping behavior has really changed thanks to the internet. Over the last 10, 20 years, we are increasingly not just using the internet, but over the last 5 or so years, these things, smartphones. Smartphones have changed the way we behave. The way as human beings we interact with each other changed because of smartphones. The way we go about getting information changed because of smartphones. The way I decide where to go for my coffee when I arrive in a new town, or my how to get across a strange city, all changed due to our smartphones. So imagine you're going to a restaurant, and let Glenn know if you like. Not just have a think about if you were going out for dinner tonight, even close to home, how would you go about finding a new place to go? Knowing that somewhere was going to be the kind of place that you wanted to. Having a bit of, confidence that you were going to have a great time when you got there. All right. We research. Human beings are information seekers. We are always researching. We want information. We want to gather that knowledge. And most of us nowadays will take out our smartphones and have a wee look. So think about it. How would you search for it? How would you decide? Brilliant. So I've heard from Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Nice to have you with us. Wendy said, maybe you're looking for a particular kind of cuisine, a particular kind of restaurant. So you could open up and search restaurants near me, maybe with the type of food. So maybe that's, Italian restaurants near me. Maybe you might look for, if you're trying to eat at a strange time of day, if you're going out for maybe it's open now near me. So have a think about that. And why I ask you to do this before we get started is I really want you to put yourself in the mindset of potential customers. Always be thinking, how might somebody have found me? So we might open up Google Search, we might open up Google Maps. Other search engines and other mapping agents are available. But let's think, imagine if it was Google we've opened up Google Maps, search for, a particular type of food, like Wendy says, restaurants near me. And that's how we go about finding. And this is how so many of us go about finding what we're going to do every day of our lives. Okay. So think about what you type, how you type it, where you type it. Do you type it? Or do we ask our voice assistant for it? So it adds a whole other dimension and it will tell us those restaurants. So once imagine I type in Italian restaurant near me, I'm going to get some listings come up maybe in my maps or maybe in my search engine. Those listings are business profiles, and they take us directly to the information that the business has had a contributing hand in, all about the business itself. Okay, they are businesses that take control of a small but important section of the internet where you can have a fantastic presence, really highly findable for local people without even having to have your own website. They're called Google Business Profiles, and that's what we're going to talk about for whole of today. Okay, so have a think about it. What would those benefits be? We've spoken a lot about it already. Have a think about it for, what might you think that a benefit of having a business profile come up on maps? So maybe it's a pin on the map if you've got a physical business you want people to come to. How could that be of help to you? Maybe you don't deliver, you don't want people to come to you. Maybe you want to go to them. Maybe you fix cars mobile, or you have a hairdresser's or a plumber's, all of these businesses where you might want to go within a certain local area to other people's houses. You might want to get a boost in the local area, and that's what the Google Business Profile is all about. Okay, so we're looking on our smartphones, we're looking for businesses, for products, for services locally. And when we get those lovely listings, well, what comes up? As I say, let Glenn know if you use these things. Let Glenn know if there's anything you're thinking about it. For me, I'm looking often for maybe some images. I want to know that it's my kind of business. I want to trust that it's a good business to go to. I want to know that it's going to be open if I go there. How long's the wait going to be? What kind of place is it? What's the menu like if we're going back to food? And when looking for businesses nowadays, people are looking for local businesses to shop with, so they don't have to go too far. They want to know what's open now near me. Near me searches have increased by 250% in the past 2 years. So that's more than doubled. Okay, so when you're searching for local information, people are looking for business hours, they're looking for the locations, and they're looking to check out reviews. So what does that look like? What does a business actually look like on Google Maps? And you might have seen some things like these. Okay, so here's some different listings. We've got a cafe, where we can see that first set of information. This might be how your business would look on mobile, all right? And it comes up with some beautiful pictures. It's got those star ratings. Look at this. Let's have a look. So here's your business pictures, what it's called, some star rating. I love this. Your match 98%. As you use Google search and maps to find businesses, and as you review them, it starts to learn the kind of businesses you like. So it starts to suggest businesses that you might find. I love an independent coffee shop. I love a place where, they offer you different kinds of coffee and you can choose between them. And, it's handmade all there for you with beautiful food to go with it, and it starts to learn these preferences for you. We know it's a restaurant. We can get directions to it. We've got the number to call them. We can save it so we can go there later. We can share it with our pals. Let's meet here, shall we? And it's even got a big button telling you can reserve a table. So it's integrated from Google Search and Google Maps. They integrate together. They can, if you allow them, pick up your user location and show you businesses local to you. And show you what's going on. As a business, that's an amazing opportunity to show people in your area what you've got going on. Okay, here we've got, here is a phenomenal opportunity. So this one, Cooks, Arts and Crafts. This might be like we see it on, and it's going to show us actually that this has been linked into their point of sale. So we can see what they've got in stock right now. So if I need to get some wool, I can see that they've got that in stock. What a phenomenal opportunity. Okay. And then we might here's another great thing you can have, a call to action of requesting a quote for Handy Dandy, who are handyman services, with 43 4 and 5-star reviews. They're at 4.4. This is a great way for us to learn about that business, to see that they're open, to ask and answer questions, to see what kind of services they ask and whereabouts they are. Okay. So the whole point of as a business, there's lots of instances where you might want to use some of these tools to help your potential customers in your local area to choose your business over everybody else's. So a complete profile on your Google Business Profile helps you to, it actually helps you to be trusted and considered more reputable. Because I can see you, I can see that you've had reviews, I can see that, you know, you're recognized by the world's biggest search engine as a business that's really close to me. 29% of customers say they're more likely to consider purchasing from businesses who have a more detailed profile. We're information gatherers. We're trying to gather up all that lovely, delicious information. So the more information we give out, the more likely it is that something's going to click with the people we're trying to. You're more likely to attract those physical store visits. Of course you are. If I can see where you are on a map and then I can plot my route to you, then of course, I'm more likely to send you a physical location. But actually, if you are visible right there in the search results as people are searching and you've got a web store as well, it actually helps increase your online traffic as well as your actual physical traffic. And you're more likely to lead to a purchase. Those searches are more likely to lead to a purchase. Okay. So what does that mean in practice? Well, we've got some lovely case studies who've actually done these. We've got 3 case studies to share with you today. We've got Levy & Co, we've got Uncle John's, and we've got Our Kids Trove. So all 3 of these businesses, plus hundreds of thousands more, have used the Google Business Profile to, it's exactly what it says, keeping customers in the loop. All right. So with Levy & Co, they found barbershop in Northwest London, and they had a 400% increase in mobile traffic within 1 year. Okay, so, and basically, if somebody searches for a barber in the area and they're stood physically in the area that where Levy & Co work, then their Google Business Profile is one of the first things they see, which translated into a 70% increase in bookings coming from the website. This is huge. You know, the number that came, people, Sarita, who owns Levy, said that the number of people that came through the Google Business Profile to the website was off the scale. And you can see those numbers. You know, in July, Sarita actually had too much work, working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to keep up with the demand that was being created by being more findable. She also uses some of the attributes, which we'll talk about a little bit later, to really showcase the kind of business that she works in. So she's got women-led and LGBTQ plus icons, which really help Levy & Co stand out. So they get their loyal local clientele, but also customers from further away, just because they've got that welcoming, friendly setup and ethos. Okay, they've had over 50 5-star reviews, and you know, those great sentiments are then available as backing up, you know, it's what we call social proof. It's if other people had a great experience, well, I might too. Uncle John's Bakery, a phenomenal business there again. I always like, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I always associate more with the businesses concerned with food. And Uncle John's is a really interesting case study because actually they managed during all the lockdowns and things to increase not just the number of customers, but really the loyalty of customers and the retention of customers, because they keep people up to date with what's going on. So they had opening times, they've changed the way they work. They're a really forward-thinking small business. Nowadays, they've started up an online shop and they send their beautiful products all the way around. They show business updates, what's going on in the business, what's baking this week, the people behind the business, you know. So they've grown and diversified from being a local shop that if you were in the region you could come and find. They actually have such a great online presence now that they started an online shop and they send their products out across the country. So they've attracted new customers and they've kept existing ones happy as well. And then finally, Our Kids Trove. So Our Kids, they used the the power there again of the review. So customers were emailing to say that they love the purchases. So they would thank them for that and ask them to leave a Google review. And they'd actually send a link through directly to the review page. And as they say there, it actually makes that even easier. So Pamela sent the little link, makes it as easy as possible to gather those reviews. And we can show you where that link will live. You know, Pamela says she reads the reviews when she's shopping, and she's fairly sure that other people do. Those star ratings, those Google reviews, that real world feedback absolutely has helped that business to grow. So phenomenal. Okay, so how do you do it? There's 4 steps, 3 of which we've got here. We're going to take a look. First of all, you've got to complete your Google business profile. You've got to verify your business. You've got to populate your profile. And then step 4 is all about all of the other things you might do depending on what kind of business you are. So let's have a think. The first thing we've got is if you already have a Google business profile, you're already 3/4 of the way there to setting this up for Google Maps. Okay, so Google Business Profile shows in both Google Search and Google Maps. It will show you across both of those universes. All right. So your Google, if you already have a Google Business Profile that you're using to be found in search, it is the same profile, the same information. You don't have to start it again. What you might want to do is the step 4, which is all about really optimizing it to be for maps, optimizing it for the behavior of somebody who is out and about searching on their phone to find something on a map. Okay. So we're thinking about one of the key things. And if you already have a Google Business Profile, search or maps profile, revisiting it every so often, make sure that it's staying up to date is really important. Okay, so should we have a look at what that looks like? All right, so I've already asked you. Need everyone out there to cross their fingers for me. Glenn, cross your fingers for me, my darling, because what we are going to do is we are going to bring over my live demo. So if you were to search for, and this is how we do it, you'd search for your business here at the top. All right, so you put your own business name in, and this is what you'll get. The first result that comes back in that search engine is actually your business name. Now, this one's a demo account because they don't let me just go in and play with a real business. You'll be glad to know. So here we've got a business. And now what it's actually doing is saying it's not visible to customers at the minute. Because do you remember we said step 2 was to verify the profile? It is super important to make sure that you are able, that you are authorized to be the one updating that business information. So it's crucial that only the people who have the business information, are the owners of the business, have that to power to update the business information. Okay, but we can see that basically it's a really friendly user face. In the old days, there used to be an app that you had to use to manage it, or a kind of a different web page to use it. Now, all you do is you search for your business on search or on maps, and you basically can edit the profile, deal with the reviews, respond to messages, add photos. All of those great things we're going to be talking about, we do from right there within those search results. So the first thing to do is to check out your profile and check that everything's as it should be. If I come down here, we can see that this is just a demo business, as I've said. It's not publicly visible at the minute because we haven't verified it, but this is just so I can give you an idea. We can see where it's open now. Do you see as I hover over all of these things, a little pencil appears? Anytime a pencil appears, that's something I can edit, update, keep up to date with. Okay, so what I might want to do is click on Edit Profile. And here's where I'm going to put the business name, the category we're in, which we'll talk a little bit more in a little bit, a kind of demonstration, how to contact. So here we are, all our contact details, our location, where are you physically located, the hours that you're open. Here we go there. You can literally set dead simple as you go. Here's a pencil. I'm going to change my hours. I'm going to show the business is open, and I can change it that we are, let's say we're going to open on a Sunday, but only between, I don't fancy working much on a Sunday. We'll open from 2 till 5 just to catch people, And then I save it, and then that is saved, and I can now see whereabouts we are. Okay, so to get the most out of your profile, make sure you enter as much information as possible. All right, so your website details, your hours details, your images. So we've looked at the kind of business information up here, which is really important. Later on, we're going to take a look at photographs. So we've got add photos and manage the photos. All right. Okay, so all of the information we put there has the potential to appear in those search listings and those maps listings when people are looking for it. So it's really important we get that information right. Okay, that's as brave as I'm feeling. Let's see. Brilliant. So the next thing, as I was showing, it said a couple of times, and this is why it's brilliant, actually, because how do you know whether your business is verified or not? Well, it tells you. Okay, so here we were. You need to verify that you own the business. To do that, here we've got it. You search for your business, you find your business. It says we're not visible to customers and that customers can't see your business, so get verified. And then you would click Get Verified, okay? And then when you click Get Verified, it's going to go through the options that you have to verify your business. They're different for everybody, depends on your circumstances. My favorite, sometimes it'll be a video where you show the shop front, you show the tools of the trade, you show the address on the, show it from the street, show the address. My favorite method is such a good old-fashioned one. In the days of everything virtual, you can be verified by a postcard coming to your registered address, okay? Whether you do it now or later, you cannot fully take control of the profile and get all the great information on the web until you've verified. So I would verify just as soon as possible that you can. If you get your postcard, you'll get a 5-digit verification code that you come back and you click on that Verify Now section, and it asks you for the code you've been sent. All right, super, brilliant. Okay, so let's have a think about the next stage, and that's making sure that your profile, once you've got the profile, it's until you get more information on it, then it's not doing the absolute best it can for you. So when you're managing your profile, make sure you keep those opening hours up to date, like we've already had a little bit of look at, but really importantly, tell not just the world's biggest search engine, but also those people in your local area that you exist, that you're there, that you're busy, that you're active. Keeping content fresh is a great way to make sure that you're being seen. I treat it a little bit like a social media profile, but with social media profiles, it says if you don't post like every 14 seconds, you're going to fall off and never be seen again. It's not the same. With your Google Business Profile, a post a fortnight, and an image a month, just a small but steady drip of information into it, that's going to keep it looking fresh. Tend to avoid dumping 20 photographs on it today and then nothing for 2 years. Instead, set yourself a schedule and put a new photo every couple of weeks. It really helps it to feel fresh, to look loved and cared for, okay? So as I say, to find it, you just search for your own business, get involved with making all those things. So let's take a little bit of a look now at optimizing the profile. So we've had a little bit, we've set it up, we've got some of those basics in. But to really make your profile stand out, then keeping it up to date, using posts, making sure that it is kept fresh, accurate. So it looks accurate is really important, that all the details are correct and that it looks loved are the next stages, really. Okay, so the kind of key information that you're going to want to make sure we do is things that we've looked at already, like your opening hours. So people are 96% more likely to visit a business if it has its open hours visible. Now, think about it. Of course, that makes absolute perfect sense, because if the hours are up to date, I know whether it's open or not. I'm not going to take the risk of turning up at a business if I don't know if I've got to make a travel to it, unless I know for sure it's going to be open. I get very cross, I'm not going to lie, if I turn up at a business and it says it's open and it's not. But it's so super simple, as we've already seen, to change those business hours. Okay, you want to make your profile as appealing and as informative as possible. Okay. All right, so businesses that you've got your basics, you've got your opening hours, you're more likely to get fitted. People are more likely to be interested in your business. They're more likely to request directions to your business if your business has photographs, has images that we can really get a feel for the place. It allows us to think, okay, that is the kind of business. I'm going to click directions and see how close it is, see how long it would take me to get there. Have a, jump in the car and go along and visit. Okay. 90% of people said that they're much more likely to interact with you, which means not just picking up the phone, but going and visiting you via your website or clicking directions and coming and seeing you. You're 90% more likely to get an interaction if a phone number is visible. Because there again, there's a level of trust. Even if we don't want to pick the phone up, we're going to message you. There's a level of trust about having a phone number visible. So it's absolutely make it as easy as possible for people to want to get in contact with you. We've had a little bit of a look about this. This is what we were saying. We went in, we found out updated the opening hours. And we changed them. Something else that's really important is your business description. And we've got another little chance to take a look at a live demo in a moment. I'm going to show you where you can go and change some of the business information, because when you search for a business, what are the sorts of things that you're going to be searching for? You're going to be searching for sorts of things that might be about that business. There's an area called From the Business where you as a business owner get to put a bit of a description. You get to talk directly to local people and tell them about your business. What's great about your business? What do you offer? Why should they choose you over everybody else? If it was that cafe, that they're a truly independent artisan coffee shop. They make homemade food, or they have a daily changing menu. Shout and sing and from the rooftops about what's great about your business. And you actually get to add that in a description. If you have done any kind of work on search at all, you'll understand that search works on words. It works on the words we put it. So here they've said, we sell organic seasonal produce and meal kits. So if somebody's looking for organic meal kits, you've used those words and you're likely to be able to be found. All right. So it's really important to have good, high quality, accurate information on your profile. One of the things that's really important is the business category. Okay, so I'm looking for hairdressers near me, or cafes near me, or restaurants, or whatever it might be. It's really important, if I want to be found in a category, that I list myself in that category. So let me pull across back here. Okie dokie. So here we have, and we saw it briefly when we did it. So we're going to take a look at edit profile, all right, to have a look at the different kinds of profile. Now, this is one. At the minute we've got it here, it's listed as a bedroom furniture store. That's because this is our demo account. So let's take a little bit of a look. So here we go. We've got about the business. We've got our business name, and our second thing down is our business category. Okay. And when I click on that, I can have a look. So what might my be? I'm just going to take, we don't need bedroom furniture store, although you can see it's one. So let's have a look. Maybe, remember we were saying before about restaurants. Okay. And we can choose that we are a restaurant, and we would just save it there. Maybe we want to take another look at that. And it's telling me because our business location, we're hidden from Google Maps at the minute. So what kind of category might else we want to be? We might want to search for a salon. But now can you see, this is really important. We've got beauty salon, nail salon, eyelash salon, fencing salon, tanning. And then we've got all kinds of other things that we might mean. Okay, so here, now, if I'm a beauty salon that does lots of different things, I'd choose beauty salon. If I only do nails or only do eyelashes, I want to select the most accurate that's to mine. You might think, but I want more traffic by selecting just general beauty salon. But if I only offer eyelashes and somebody looks for nails and comes across me, then that's a mismatch. That's a bad thing for them to, and then that will, that's not going to get me shown to more people, because I only want to be shown for the people who actually want that nail salon. Okay. If you target local customers, this is a great way because people will search for nail salon near me. And the more accurate you could be, the more likely you are to come and look. All right. And then we can see, so let's check here we've got, and you can see you can add a second category. Okay. But the problem with that is actually people think, well, I'll add all the different categories. But if you add too many categories, what actually happens is you dilute rather than augment your presence. So you are much better going for one or two very highly. So maybe I did nails and eyelashes. I might decide to do nail salon and then add eyelash salon as well. But the more specific you can be, the better. All right, now I'm just going to come out of that because obviously I don't really want to, I'm going to discard those changes and I can see it's left it as a bedroom furniture. So we look. So what else we've got? Attributes. So we saw on some of the profiles that we had a little bit of a feel for, if I was a restaurant, do I do takeaway or do I eat in? Here we've got, do you do in-store shopping, curbside pickup? Can I go and collect these things? Do you do deliveries? So depending on the kind of business you are, you can go into Edit Profile and take a look at the attributes of your business. This is where we said with Levy & Co. that they had that women-led and LGBTQ friendly area. Depending on the kind of business category you're in, will show different kinds of attributes that might be right for you. Okay, so, and the more information you can put about the kind of business you are, the better. Okay, so yeah, this shows how we do it. What kind of payments do you accept? Do you take cash? Do you take card? Can you accept checks? Lots of different things. Do you need to have an appointment, or do you offer walk-ins as well? Do you need to, call in advance? Whatever it is about you, you take a look at the attributes that are available for your business category. Some attributes actually rely on information from customers. So you might not be available to select them straight away. They might appear a little bit later for you, which is another reason for keeping on going back. So I've mentioned posts a couple of times. Okay, so posts are kind of important really because it's a way of telling people, shouting about your latest offers, telling them what you've got in stock, about events you're running, about what's going on behind the scenes, and creating posts is really super important. And they look just like social media posts. So give them a title that grabs people's attention, provide a call to action. What do you want people to do? Is it book now? Visit us in store? Give us a call. What is it that you want them to do? Book online, click here, visit us, call today, whatever it is, you can change the call to action to get them to take that action. We say that across all kinds of marketing. Social media posts should always have that call to action. What are you calling them to want to do? You can use photos and videos because if somebody's scrolling through, we want them to feast for the eyes is going to help them to decide whether that's the right thing of interest to them. So use photo, but use video as well if it's appropriate. And then write a really good description of what it is that you're posting about. And we're going to talk a little bit more actually about lots of different kinds of photos in just a minute. Really important that you make sure your posts are accurate. And by that, I mean that the information's correct, but also use good grammar and spelling. Do the basics really well. And as I say, posts aren't like posts on social media where you have to be posting every 5 minutes in order to be seen at all. A couple of well-written posts a month. Pop the time in your diary. Pick a time when your brain is in a good frame of mind. Once every couple of weeks, pop in every other Friday, you're going to sit down and do a post on your business profile and be gathering information as you go through. You might have a week, maybe it's at the end of the month and you finish 3 different projects. Don't release all 3 of them straight away. Drip feed them in. Treat it like another social media channel. Join our broadcasts on social media if you want to know more about that. And some of the things about videos and images are very, very similar to the advice we'd give on social media as well, if I'm honest. So when you are taking photographs, things to consider: can we see them? Is the lighting right? Is it well lit? Uh, well lit, in focus, edited to show the right thing, and then framed beautifully. Okay, there's filters available, there's editing software, just like you would with your social media posts. It's all part of the different channels you can use to get yourself seen online. So with Google Maps profile photos, there are some different types. We've got exterior photos, the outside of the building. The point of an exterior photo is that if they're walking down the street, somebody can locate your business. All right. Does it look appealing visually? Can we see what's going on? Like this one here, the exterior, that could be anywhere, any business anywhere on a cold, wet, rainy day when it's steamed up inside and it looks a bit soggy. I mean, genuinely, that to me isn't an appealing photo for so many reasons, but I can't see where it is. I can't see what's going on. Interior photos that show a little bit of the character of the place. I'm looking with my interior photos to see whether it's the kind of place I want to go. And I might have accessibility issues. I want to know if I can get the buggy in there, if I'm bringing kids, or if it's going to be somewhere that's bright enough for me to sit and do a little bit of working from home if I'm, coming in during the day. And then photos of people at work, the staff, the reception they're going to get when they get there. All right. Is it welcoming? Do people look happy, glad to be there? So different kinds of photos are going to help you with your make your Google Maps profile stand out. Here's a little bit of a close-up on that text. Somebody said, it's a great photo to share. The kinds of technical... There we are. Sorry about that. Behind these things, you could locate this business if you were am so sorry. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So what we were talking about, apologies. It just went all a bit off then. So don't worry, I've got you back. So what I was talking about, and hopefully you remember, was you want to be able to locate your business. You want people walking up the street to be able to locate that business. So the business name's visible, the shop front's in frame. You can see, it's not only is it a visually appealing business anyway, but we can tell if we're walking up, that's the one. I was looking for Rio. There they are, dead easy to find. That's the point of the exterior photos. That's what we're trying to achieve. Okay, and if your business isn't that visually appealing yet, there's something for you to be working on. Okay, so interior photos. I've mentioned already accessibility. I can see whether this is the kind of place, if I were somebody who maybe relied on a chair to get around, a wheelchair to get around, I can be looking at this and seeing, well, am I going to be able to access this business? All right. And as we can see, this one is well lit. So the photos have been taken when it was well lit. I can see what kind of business it is. Will I feel comfortable there? What kind of products are they selling? It's bright, it's well lit, it's been taken on a sunny day, it's uncluttered, it's clean. There are no pesky customers who've bought half the products and messed everything else up. And we can see kind of what we're going to get. And the point is this the kind of place I'm going to want to be? Is it going to have what I need? Am I going to feel comfy there? And that's a little bit about the photos at work as well. Here we've got products and services that are on offer. We can see the kind of, I love this photo because it's really showing the concentration of this barber going about his work. It's showing the level of attention to detail. The focus that's there is phenomenal. So I can see that quality and I can get a feel. Is this going to be the kind of place I want to go? Am I going to feel well? It's a well-framed, not claustrophobic. The people, they're not smiling at the camera. So if you're not happy smiling at cameras, this could well be, the chap's brother or something. Or he's got permission to use the photograph if it's a genuine customer. And, he's just showing that this is what we do. This is how we go about doing what it is. It helps those customers to make that snap decision as to whether it's something we want to see or not. Now, you might have used Street View. If you don't have many images of the outside of your store, or even if you do really, Street View can help customers make decisions about your business. So it gives lots of information, all right? It provides insights for customers so they can find out the visual information that you might not have been able to list. It helps them make those decisions. And crucially, it helps customers find you, which helps you. They'll know, oh, right, yeah, you're next to the gym. Or, oh, yeah, I see. It's the stairway that goes above the hair salon. It helps people to find you and helps them to make those business decisions. According to Forbes, 82% of customers do research online before they visit a store. So the more information you can provide, the better it's going to be in helping them make those decisions. But how do you know? In our webinars, we have webinars about getting started with using different kinds of data and analytics. You get analytics on loads of places, your social media, your own website. And actually, your Google Business Profile is another fantastic place you can go to get information. So the kinds of insights you get are, where are people, how are they finding me? All right. So this one's a really interesting, it's a little donut chart. And it says there were 2,000 searches just shy that found this business over the quarter, so a 3-month period. In green are the direct. Direct means they knew my name, so they searched for me directly. I want more of them. How many? What's a good number? More. More is always a good number of those, I reckon. But then I've got discovery. So that blue half of the circle up at the top there are people who found me. They found my listing because they were searching for those categories. So they were searching for the products or the services or the type of business I am. Nail salon near me. if they then come to my profile, they found me through a discovery search. What's a good number? More. More is a good number of those. So I want to grow both of those things. I want to grow the number of people who know about me, but I also want to grow the number of people, and having a good business profile can help you to get more people choosing you when they don't know who you are yet. I can also see on this next one, these searches on the lines in blue are the people who found me on Google search, and in green are those who found me on Google Maps. So for this particular profile, I'm getting 134 views in a week finding me on search and only 52 on Maps. Now, different kinds of businesses that might be right for, but it might be telling me improve my Maps profile and I'll get found by even more people. I can see where the posts are people. I can see when people are calling me. I can see roughly where people are asking for direction from. Here, this is really interesting. These ones, directions requests, it's actually quite a distance from the store. People are looking. So there's something about whatever's going on there that is, I can see the kind of geographic area that people are going to be looking and finding me from. So to see all the impact of the work you're doing, you can use the insights to do that. You can kind of learn who people are, what they do once they find you. Do they call you? Do they look for directions? Do they visit your website? Whereabouts are they coming from? That geographically areas. You get little hotspots when people might be little pockets of people coming to look from you. You can see the times of day. The days that they engage with you most. When and how often are they calling you via your profile on Google? They hit that click to call button on a Wednesday. Wonder why that is. And then you can see some kind of benchmarking data on how your engagement compares to similar businesses. How often are your photos viewed compared to those similar businesses? So Insights is an amazing tool for understanding those customers. And as I say, those direct customers here, this is a great one. We can see that this particular business, that blue circle, the discovery, they're getting tons of people finding them through discovery. That says to me that their Google profile, the Google Business profile, is really engaging. It's really grabbing the attention. So when people are searching for a business like theirs, they're going to be seen, they're going to be found. Okay. It helps you to create, it spurs you on to create a better profile. If there's something you do and it's not working, you can watch it in Insights and change and make it, work to do it better. Which leads us into managing that Google Business profile, because there are tons of Google Business profile features that maybe some of the ones we saw, those book, reserve a table, that sort of thing, that we haven't even touched on yet. So let's have a little bit of a look at it. Now, depending, the kind of features that are right for you and for your business are going to depend on the kind of business that you have. Obviously, if I'm a hairdresser, I'm going to want to be able to book an appointment. If I have a store that I want people to come in anytime for coffee, then I don't want to show appointments. I might want to show a menu link. So managing your profile is really simple. We saw in the demo how to do it. We go on, we find our business, and we manage that profile online. And then we can see, we've got all these different lovely things. So we've got bookings and reservations that we want to take a look at, which is this section here for bookings. We've got reviews, and we can maybe also, so we've got messages as well where we can chat. And you remember we've got ask for reviews. That's what one of the businesses was using, weren't they? And reading reviews as well. So we can really start to look at the different places. And this is also where you would go to find those insights that we were just talking about. So let's have a think about bookings. You're a kind of business that needs to have bookings. Here it is, see, schedule and book. We saw that on quite a few of the profiles we'd seen. Now, if I'm searching for a business that takes bookings, hairdressers, that kind of business, I want to be able to book online. All right, 50% of customers say they want to just schedule that appointment, booking online, without having to necessarily ring up. And it's great for the business as well if you can take those bookings without necessarily having to take time off the phone to ring people back, when they're things. So it's phenomenal. You can add a link on your Google Business profile to supported third-party booking systems. So depending on the kind of booking of business you're in, there are already software out there that handles appointments for that kind of business. I know, like, there's Forest for different salons and things, different to the ones that you have for Open Table and things for restaurants. So the tools and the technology is different depending on the kind of business you're in. So if you already have a booking system, you can go and check whether that link has already been built to enable that to flow seamlessly. If you don't use a third-party bookings provider yet, then head to the bookings area, and you can actually see which bookings providers are supported or has built the support for Google Business Profile. You can see what's already out there and choose from one of those ones if you don't have one set up already. Okay, Google support things like Book a Table, Treatwell, and TripAdvisor. So there's lots of options out there to then, so you head to your Google Business Profile, you click onto bookings as we've seen, you choose your provider, you sign up, and off you go away tracking those bookings. Within a week, when your account's automatically linked to your Google Business Profile, you can link to your account, you can track the bookings that do come in from Google, so you can see what's going on. Now, we've mentioned reviews a lot, all right? So reviews are phenomenal. 81% of people using Google to evaluate local businesses. It keeps rising. That was an 18% rise on the year before. Okay, and 98% of consumers read reviews. They are so important for getting a better understanding of the kind of business you are and the kind of service that they're going to get when they're there. So absolutely be asking for those reviews. Use surveys, get the data in, share that feedback link. I showed you where that feedback link was. You can put a QR code or a URL on your posters, on your brochures, on your business cards, on the back of your menus. And make sure you do enable those reviews on your Google Business Profiles. Just seen a question pop in about reviews. So reviews are some people get worried about, that they might get a bad review. What are they going to do? Okay, so all businesses at some point are probably going to have to deal with this. If you're asking for reviews, sometimes, now some people think a 4-star is a bad review. We might fixate on the 1 3-star when everything else is a 5-star. If you get a bad review, first of all, you want to be honest. Don't get defensive. Be personal when you're responding to it. Thanks for your feedback. We're really sorry that didn't work right for you this time. We're going to do this to fix it. If your business is fun and light-hearted, you might use humor quite a lot, but just be a bit careful that you're not, doing a genuine review down, or you're not coming off as sarcastic or bad taste. But you can use that humor. I know businesses that have used a bad review that was just so funny that, that they've then, they've said, oh, I had to wait 20 minutes for my beautiful home cooked meal. It's like, well, that's kind of, we're not going to apologize that for. We cook everything by hand. We cook everything from scratch. We use fresh ingredients. You can respond to those reviews and use them to really showcase what's great about you. And you can also turn on chat. We really strongly recommend that you use the chat functions of Google Business Profile to chat directly with that instant messaging. It gives you another channel to directly interact with customers. And it can actually help people, you can help your business to be more efficient. So you go into the Google Business Profile, click turn on chat, and then people will be able to message you directly. It pings through and you get a notification into your Google account as well. So that's super easy as well. Okay, so if you're ready to do your Google Maps, we've covered today getting started and optimizing the profile. We can literally look at, you can take your business anywhere you want to, set your service area, drive shoppers to your store, or set the area that you're going to travel to see them. You can make sure that you're found. You can make sure that they get the right information and they use those features to come and find you. Okay, the more visible you are, the better. All right. So let's. Oh, Here we go. You can see we've even got people searching. Alrighty, you might want to start looking at, the deep effect platforms. This is photorealistic 3D tile and aerial view API, create immersive visual experiences. So you can take that mapping software using the same 3D maps as Google Earth and do aerial photos, especially if you had an attraction you want to bring people to, the more visual information you could do, the better. What a great idea. Okay, so I know Glenn's been answering. I'm really sorry that we've pretty much used our question time up for something losing you for a moment. But just as all the best Google business profiles should, we're going to ask you to scan our QR code and leave us a little bit of feedback. I hope it's been useful for you today, that it's opened up your eyes maybe to some of the features of the Google business profile that you weren't aware of. If you want to learn more from Google Digital Garage, then head over to our website listed down below, and you'll be able to see what else we have coming your way, including face-to-face across the UK for the rest of the year. Other than that, thank you so much. I've got to wrap up now as we have gone over time. Apologies for that. Hope it's been useful for you. Do come back and join us for more Google Digital Garage sessions. Thanks to Glenn for being an amazing moderator, as always. We look forward to welcoming you to another Google Digital Garage training session sometime soon. Have a great day.